Good evening. It is the 14th of February 2025. Welcome to the main news on Camnet TV. Here are the top stories making headlines in our news tonight. CBD deflooding project on course, NKOMBO. Public theft irks government. Tobacco control bill enactment long overdue ZAMNAT. In international news, South Africa repatriates fallen peacekeepers from the DRC. And in sports news, SHEPOLOPOLO squad set to face Malawi. To join me with the details shortly after this break.
So grateful for your love.
The Healing Word Ministries International presents a Revisiting Our Foundation conference under the theme Revisiting Our Foundation, Breaking Iniquities and Building Legacies. Anointed teachings by Apostle Rodwell and Reverend Rose Simukonda blend timeless truth and modern insights from Jesus Life Center Apostolic Church in Zambia, Kitwe, a gathering for all ages. Whether you are seeking wisdom, freedom, or fresh purpose, this conference is your divine reset. What to expect? Dynamic worship, from hymns to contemporary praise, ignite your spirit. Prophetic deliverance and healing, break cycles, restore joy, and reclaim your destiny. Why come? Grandparents, pass down legacy of faith. Parents, equip your family for breakthrough. Young adults, youth, discover your purpose in a shifting world. Kids, fun, faith-filled activities, ages 3 to 12 years old. Dates 20th to 23rd February 2025. Time 17:30 hours to 19:30 hours. On the 22nd, we will be having special leadership training from 9 hours to 12:30 hours and 15 hours to 18 hours. Join us this Sunday, the 23rd, for a Rebuild Foundation service from 9 hours to 12 hours. Venue: The Healing Word Ministries International, opposite Hilltop Hospital, Ibex Hill, Kabulonga. Can't attend in person? Join our live stream on Facebook and YouTube. Stay connected. For more information, call or WhatsApp +260 962 965 883. Don't miss this. Bring your family, friends, and neighbors. Let's rebuild foundations where every generation finds hope, healing, and salvation.
Jesus, you are. Now you want to lift your voice, say, you are.
With the news in detail, my name is Sylvia Zulu. The Zambia Media Network Against Tobacco, ZAMNAT, has called on the government to expedite the enactment of the tobacco control bill, citing its critical role in protecting young people, including school-going children, from the harmful effects of tobacco consumption. Speaking at the annual Tobacco Control Media Awards, ZAMNAT chairperson Ms. Paxina Piri expressed concern over the increasing vulnerability of young people to tobacco addiction. She stressed the urgent need for stricter regulations to curb the growing influence of tobacco products among the youth. Meanwhile, Forum for Parliamentarians for Tobacco Control chairperson Brian Kambita revealed that significant progress has been made in drafting comprehensive tobacco control policies.
In 2008, Zambia became a party to the World Health Organization's Framework Convention on Tobacco Control after the Tobacco Control Bill was ratified, and as such the country made an undertaking to come up with a domestic comprehensive tobacco control law. In 2010, the first draft of the bill was done. However, its enactment has been pending for the last 17 years, with calls from various stakeholders across the country intensifying. The bill saw some promising development in 2023 after Republican President Hakainde Hichilema approved it in principle so it could go to Parliament. And on the 13th of February 2025, during the annual Tobacco Control Media Awards, the Zambia Media Network Against Tobacco, ZAMNAT, called upon the government to expedite the enactment of the bill. ZAMNAT chairperson, Ms. Pagzina Piri, expressed concern over the dire consequences of tobacco to the public, especially to young people.
As we gather to celebrate these achievements, it is crucial that we also look towards the future and the steps that must be taken to protect our youths from the dangers of tobacco. Emerging products are luring young people into the trap of addiction under the guise of novelty and modernity. We urge the government to enact the Tobacco Control Bill as a matter of urgency. This legislation is essential to safeguard our future generations and to curb the deceptive practices that target the vulnerable in our society. As we continue this vital work, let's remember that every article written, every report broadcast, and every campaign launched is a step forward to a healthier, tobacco-free Zambia. Together we can and will make a difference.
Meanwhile, Forum for Parliamentarians for Tobacco Control Chairperson Brian Kambita highlighted the significant progress that has been made in pushing for the enactment of the bill. He, as guest of honor, however, noted the challenges posed by individuals with vested interest in the continued sale of tobacco, which have hindered the bill's enactment.
The health of our citizens, especially our youth, is far more valuable than any profit margin. Our resolve must remain unshaken. Emerging tobacco products, as we witnessed from the presentation that was just delivered a while ago, such as e-cigarettes and heated tobacco products, are on the rise in the Zambian market. These new forms of tobacco threaten the future of our youth, enticing them with the allure of modernity while hiding the same old health risks.
And the Center for Primary Care Research, CPCR, underscored the need to protect the country's posterity from the effects of tobacco by ensuring that the bill is passed before them.
Trying to protect future generations from the harms of tobacco use. But we are delighted this evening to have Honorable Brian Kambita in our midst. He has been the chairperson of the Parliamentary Forum for Tobacco Control in our National Assembly. And we must say that, we could not have had a better chairperson than him. We have a very organized parliamentary forum, which is well informed, and I think we have loved the debates that they have been engaged so far.
The event also saw various media practitioners walk away with awards in different categories for their invaluable contribution toward communicating the dangers of tobacco to the public. Chanda Mwango for Camnet News in Osaka.
Climate-smart agriculture expert Oliver Bulaya has called on farmers to comply with the government's requirement of selling 10 bags of their crops before accessing fertilizer. Mr. Bulaya emphasized that this measure is crucial in ensuring national food security and sustaining agricultural productivity. He noted that the government's primary objective is to enhance food production across the country. He explains that this approach is not meant to disadvantage farmers, but rather to create a sustainable agriculture system.
The government has been subsidizing, the fertilizer input support program in terms of ensuring that a number of farmers uptake this intervention. The government is supporting farmers to enhance production and productivity. And we are aware in this program there are over 1 million farmers that are subsidized. And it is very pertinent for these farmers that are being subsidized to sell the commodity to the government, because it is the government that is supporting them. And for the government to require only 10 bags, 10 by 50 kilograms of maize to be sold to Food Reserve Agency. It's not asking much because we need the strategic food, for our own food security. The rest of the crops, the farmers are able to sell to any other buyers. So I think it is very important for our farmers who love this government, who love this country, to ensure that they participate also in terms of food security for our own and also for other purposes.
The country has recorded a total of 286 cholera cases since the outbreak in Nakondo district of Muchinga province in December last year. Delivering a ministerial statement in Parliament, Minister of Health Elijah Muchima says the outbreak in Nakonde has so far recorded 26 cases and spread to other parts of the country, including Copperbelt, Lusaka, Central and Northwestern provinces. Dr. Muchima says government has taken various measures to keep the spread, such as the establishment of cholera treatment centers in all districts affected by cholera. He says medical staff have been mobilized to support treatment, care and support to patients, and no deaths have been recorded in any of the treatment facilities.
As at 14th February 25, 286. Cumulative BIDs, 8. In response to the development, government promptly activated its emergency response mechanism to manage the situation effectively. Madam Speaker, in order to curb the spread and mitigate the impact of the outbreak, government has taken the following measures. 1. Establishment of cholera treatment centers. Cholera treatment centers have been set up in all districts affected by cholera, and staff have been mobilized to support treatment care and support to the patients and their families. As a result of the good care, no deaths have been recorded in any of the treatment facilities. 2. Contact tracing. Contact tracing is being conducted to identify individuals who may have come into contact with confirmed cases to ensure early detection of cases and early management to avoid deaths. 3. Case area targeted intervention. Madam Speaker, deliberate efforts, which include door-to-door sensitization, chlorine distribution, disinfection of toilets, and super-chlorination of wells in the affected areas, is underway to reduce transmission of the disease, which have proven to be highly effective in reducing transmission and limiting geographical spread of the disease.
The Ministry of Home Affairs and Internal Security has condemned the recent spate of criminal activities targeting motorists in Lusaka at the curfew traffic circle. Giving a ministerial statement in the House, Minister of Home Affairs Jack Mwimbu says the theft of valuables and personal belongings from vehicles is not only a serious crime, but also a threat to the safety and well-being of citizens. He says steps to ensure that property, motorists, and the general public is protected are underway, such as placement of security cameras and working closely with the traders around the area to identify the criminal elements. Mr. Mwimbu says the Zambia Police Service, as of Thursday, did apprehend 12 suspects from the curfew roundabout area following trending videos circulating on social media in which criminals are seen stealing from motorists along Curfew Road.
Of thefts from motor vehicles at Curfew roundabout in Osaka district. Following trending videos circulating on social media in which criminals are seen stealing from motorists along Curfew Road near the Curfew roundabout, Zambia Police Service intensified patrols along that area. Madam Speaker, we strongly condemn the recent spate of criminal activities targeting motorists in Osaka at Curfew roundabout. The theft of valuables and personal belongings from vehicles is not only a serious crime, but also a threat to the safety and well-being of our citizens. We urge all motorists to remain vigilant and take necessary precautions to secure their vehicles and belongings. We also call on anyone with information about these crimes to come forward and assist the authorities in bringing the perpetrators to justice. Madam Speaker, I'm happy to report that we have taken steps to ensure that the property and safety of the motorists and the general public are secure. The Zambia Police Service, working with other law enforcement agencies, have apprehended 12 suspects from 12th to 13th February 2015, 2 of whom were identified from the closed-circuit television footage. The Zambia Police Service has also recovered properties whose owners have not yet been identified.
President Hakainde Hichilema has called on the Africa Credit Rating Agency, AFCRA, to provide fair assessments of African economies, reducing reliance on external rating agencies. Speaking at the AFCRA meeting this morning, Mr. Hichilema says credit ratings influence investment decisions, borrowing costs and capital inflows, making it crucial for Africa to have its own agency. The president highlighted concerns over biases in global credit assessments that often disadvantage African nations, noting that AFCRA would help attract investments on better terms and improve economic stability across the continent. He has reaffirmed his commitment to supporting initiatives that enhance Africa's financial independence, ensuring the continent has greater control over its economic future.
Or private. And I'm focusing here not on consumption expenditure. I'm focusing on investment expenditure, projects that will lead to growth of our economies, and not just growth, but accelerated growth, so we can create jobs for our youthful population on the continent. Number one. Number two, so we can create business opportunities in the supply chain for public sector, private sector, micro, small, medium, large businesses. I think these are the issues we must be conscious of as to what is the motivation which has brought us to this paper scheme. That is the motivation. So, number 3, 1, I said jobs, 2, business opportunities, 3, to enhance our treasury revenues. For what purpose? So we can make investments that only require or are better made by public sector institutions, which will lead to more growth. In Zambia, we say our focus now is growth, growth, and more growth. We were dictated by one grant, West in living.
The Lusaka City Council has reaffirmed its commitment to ending street vending in the city as part of their efforts to improve a clean, safe and orderly environment for all residents. Speaking to Camnet TV, LCC Assistant Public Relations Manager Nyambe Bulumba says the council is working tirelessly to provide alternative trading spaces for vendors while also enforcing bylaws that prohibit street vending. Mr. Nyambe says in efforts to build capacity and enhance enforcement efforts, the council has so far sent 36 council police officers to Sondela Police Training Camp for specialized training, of which the training will equip officers with the necessary skills and knowledge to effectively handle street vending and other related issues and ensure that traders are treated fairly and humanly. He has therefore called on vendors, residents and business owners to work with the local authority in achieving this goal, noting that street vending remains illegal and prohibited according to Statutory Instrument number 12 of 2018.
The Lusaka City Council wishes to reaffirm its commitment to ending street vending in the city as part of our efforts to promote a clean, safe and orderly environment for all residents to be able to conduct their trading in a conducive manner. And in line with the Council Strategic Plan, we are working tirelessly to ensure that we provide alternative trading spaces for vendors while also enforcing bylaws that prohibit street vending. Now, to build the capacity and enhance our enforcement efforts, we have so far sent 36 council police officers to Sondela Police Training Camp for specialized training. This training is going to actually equip our officers with the necessary skills, information and knowledge to effectively handle street vending and other related issues within the city. This investment is in our officers training is actually crucial because it will enable them to maintain law and order while also ensuring that vendors and traders are treated fair and humanely. By building our capacity for enforcement, we actually aim to create a safe and more orderly environment for all residents. We therefore wish to appeal to all stakeholders, including vendors themselves and residents and business owners, that they need to work with us in achieving this goal. Together we can create a better Lusaka.
Government has urged stakeholders to clearly understand the open access electricity regulation systems, associated guidelines and online application channel. Speaking when he launched the open access system, Minister of Energy Makozo Chikote says the intervention is aimed at promoting transparency and indiscriminate use of transmission and distribution networks. Mr. Chikote says the online application system has been developed to facilitate speedy processing of applications for electricity. Open access will greatly benefit consumers. He says the Ministry of Energy will continue monitoring the implementation of the electricity open access to ensure that it remains responsive to the sector's aspirations.
On the 19th July 2024, promulgated the statutory instrument number 40 of 2024, also known as the Electricity Open Access Regulations. That is our movement. That is our vision. We have seen so many hurdles that have been affecting this industry, which has even resulted into affecting our economic growth. Because for the country to grow economically, we must have reliable, sufficient, affordable power. And you cannot have this if you just think of monopoly. You can't. If you just think it's only government, you can't. We cannot achieve big if we only just think it's only disaster. They can't. We need to come as a team. We need to work as a team and achieve big for our nation. The Electricity Open Access Regulation and associated guidelines provide guidance for the operation of electricity open access. The promulgation of statutory instrument number 40 of 2024 provides the legal basis for implementing open access in Zambia. However, for this framework to be fully operational and effective, it is critical that all, I still repeat, all, it's not just saying the Ministry of Energy, it's saying all. You can even smile. All stakeholders understand their roles.
Evelyn Franklin Horn College Councillor Moses Mpundu has called on students to utilize social media platforms to grow and enhance their academic excellence. Mr. Mpundu says social media has become an integral part of modern life and students can leverage on it to enhance their learning experience. The councillor emphasizes that students should use social media responsibly, avoiding distractions and staying focused on their academic goals and harness the benefits of technology. He adds that students should consider following educational influencers, joining online study groups and participating in online discussions related to their coursework to develop their critical thinking skills and build their professional networks.
Apart from there are accounts that are academic in nature. There are also groups that are academic in nature. So students can do well to be on social platforms and follow those accounts, especially the accounts that pertains to their course of interest, and probably groups that are educational in nature and particularly to their course of, course that the courses or programs that they are doing. Unlike now, when students or youths in general, I don't know how I can put it, as they have so much appetite to use social work, to bully others, to insult elders, and to pass tribal remarks. It's not necessary, you see. So platform can give you whatever you want. You want to be a junk, the platform, the social media will give you, materials or issues of you being a junk. You want to be, a very good person and want to learn from others. Platform provide, social media platform will provide that. So it depends upon your discipline as a person using the social media.
The Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development has disclosed that the construction of stormwater drainage system aimed at mitigating flooding in the Lusaka Central Business District, CBD, has reached 25% of completion. Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, Gary Nkombo, stated that the project, valued at over 25.8 million kwacha, is being implemented under the supervision of the Lusaka City Council. Mr. Nkombo highlighted the severe impact of perennial flooding in Lusaka CBD, which led to infrastructure damage and posed significant public health risks due to stagnant water accumulation. The minister also stated that the project scope includes the construction of 960 meters of stormwater drainage from Premium House to Bombay drainage, as well as 1.7 kilometers of improved drainage systems along sections of Freedom Way, Katunjila, Lumumba and Benbela roads. He added that once completed, the project is expected to significantly reduce flooding, protect critical infrastructure and lower maintenance costs.
There's steady progress that is being made towards the construction of the stormwater drainages in Lusaka, which has reached 25% completion stage. The project, targeting the Central Business District or CBD of Lusaka, commenced in August 2024. In the recent years, perennial flooding in Lusaka Central Business District has caused a lot of disruption in business activities, damaging infrastructure and posing health risks and hazards to the people owing to the stagnation of water. In an effort to avert these challenges, the ministry is implementing the project, and it is doing so in order to improve the city drainage system and ensuring efficient stormwater management. The project is valued at a total cost of 25.8 million kwacha and is being implemented under the supervision of the Lusaka City Council, covering the following compounds and components: 960 meters of stormwater drainage from Premium House in Kamala area into the Bombay drainage, 1.7 kilometer of improved drainage along the selected sections of the Freedom Way, Katunjila, Lumumba, as well as Benbela roads. A total of 2.6 kilometers of drainage infrastructure upgrades, excavation, concreting, lining, culvert improvement, and desilting of catch pits to enhance the drainage capacity and its efficiency.
The Ministry of Education and Health have signed a Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, replacing the 2010 Letter of Understanding to guarantee learners achieve desirable education outcomes through good health and well-being. Permanent Secretary for Administration, Noriana Muneku, says the education system in Zambia has faced significant challenges, such as the COVID-19 pandemic and cholera outbreaks, which led to school closures. Ms. Muneku says to address these challenges, the government has established health rooms in schools, providing closer access points for healthcare services to learners.
For the whole child. The government is very intentional and committed to pushing the agenda of education and health among school-going children, breaking barriers that may hinder our children from attaining an education and proper health care services. As a ministry, we have pledged to uphold this Memorandum of Understanding and implement it with our partner ministry, the Ministry of Health, and our partners from the NGOs. And I think this is what we call one government approach. We commit ourselves to the following: provide policy direction and coordination of school health and nutrition SHIN activities as we plan and work together side by side with the Ministry of Health. Secondly, to advance school health and nutrition services in all schools, if we can. 3, revamp and coordinate health clubs in schools. Our commitment extends to providing necessary funding for school health and nutrition activities as outlined in our current strategic plan and also the Memorandum of Understanding. Distinguished guests, this collaboration demonstrates our collective understanding that health.
Mongo Mayor Nyambe Muyumbana has called for peace and love among community members in order to foster development. Speaking when he donated assorted items and hampers to 5 newly born Valentine babies at Lewanika General Hospital, the mayor said babies are a gift from God and should be taken care of to complement government's effort in delivering healthcare services closer to the community through the construction of maternity annex in rural areas. And Lewanika General Hospital Senior Superintendent Samutumwa Njekwa appreciated the gesture, stating that the gift will go a long way in supporting the children. We now take a set of commercials. Do join me with the rest of the news after the break.
So grateful for your love.
The Healing Word Ministries International presents a Revisiting Our Foundation conference under the theme, Revisiting Our Foundation, Breaking Iniquities and Building Legacies. Anointed teachings by Apostle Rodwell and Reverend Rose Simukonda blend timeless truth and modern insights. From Jesus Life Center Apostolic Church in Zambia, Kitwe, a gathering for all ages. Whether you are seeking wisdom, freedom, or fresh purpose, this conference is your divine reset. What to expect? Dynamic worship, from hymns to contemporary praise, ignite your spirit. Prophetic deliverance and healing, break cycles, restore joy, and reclaim your destiny. Why come? Grandparents, pass down legacy of faith. Parents, equip your family for breakthrough. Young adults, youth, discover your purpose in a shifting world. Kids, fun, faith-filled activities, ages 3 to 12 years old. Dates, 20th to 23rd, February 2025. Time, 17:30 hours to 19:30 hours. On the 22nd, we will be having special leadership training from 9 hours to 12:30 hours and 15 hours to 18 hours. Join us this Sunday, the 23rd, for a Rebuild Foundation service from 9 hours to 12 hours. Venue: The Healing Word Ministries International, opposite Hilltop Hospital, Ibex Hill, Kabulonga. Can't attend in person? Join our live stream on Facebook and YouTube. Stay connected. For more information, call or WhatsApp +260 962 965 883. Don't miss this. Bring your family, friends, and neighbors. Let's rebuild foundations where every generation finds hope, healing, and salvation.
Jesus, you are. Now you want to lift your voice, say, you are.
Potatoes, the unsung heroes of flavor. From crispy chips to creamy mash, potatoes are the versatile superstars of your kitchen. Grown with love by our dedicated workforce drawn from around the community of Palavana. Savenda Farm's commitment is to see to it that we have potatoes that are grown right, healthy, big and tasty. For that quick fix or big celebration or that meal that brings family together, top chefs rely on the Savenda potato to create culinary masterpieces. And for others, it's that icebreaker to a delightful conversation. So, embrace the magic of Savenda potatoes. They're not just a side dish, they're the heart and soul of your kitchen. Savenda, save nations, develop Africa.
Enjoy the benefits of an instant loan with us ranging from 1,000 kwacha to 750,000 kwacha paid express once collateral is viewed, valued and verified. Call us on 0763 595 359 or 0779 432 993. Classified Financial Express, here as your financial friend.
Potatoes, the unsung heroes of flavor. From crispy chips to creamy mash, potatoes are the versatile superstars of your kitchen. Grown with love by our dedicated workforce drawn from around the community of Palavana. Savenda Farm's commitment is to see to it that we have potatoes that are grown right, healthy, big and tasty. For that quick fix or big celebration or that meal that brings family together, top chefs rely on the Savenda potato to create culinary masterpieces. And for others, it's that icebreaker to a delightful conversation. So, embrace the magic of Savenda potatoes. They're not just a side dish, they're the heart and soul of your kitchen. Savenda, save nations, develop Africa.
Thank you so much for staying with us. And now in international news, the remains of 14 South African peacekeepers who tragically lost their lives in the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, were repatriated to South Africa on Thursday. A solemn ceremony was held at the Air Force Base in Pretoria to honor their service and sacrifice. President Cyril Ramaphosa, addressing the gathering, paid tribute to the soldiers' bravery and dedication. The soldiers were killed last month during violent clashes between the DRC Army and M23 rebels, underscoring the dangers peacekeepers face while working to stabilize conflict-affected regions. Their mission in the DRC was part of broader efforts to restore peace and security in the region. President Ramaphosa further emphasized the significance of their service, describing them as national heroes. Here's a roundup of international news.
The remains of 14 South African peacekeepers killed in the Democratic Republic of Congo have been repatriated to the country on Thursday at the Air Force Base in Pretoria.
But as we are called upon to participate in missions of our continent, but also in international missions. They responded to that call to serve. As a nation, we are indeed proud of our very brave fallen soldiers. We have fulfilled our duty to bring our soldiers back home.
The soldiers died last month during a fight between the DRC army and M23 rebels.
And we as South Africans regard them as heroes of our nation. Their work in the DRC was not just about maintaining order. It was about building bridges, building peace, fostering understanding, and creating pathways for lasting peace in our region and in our continent.
The soldiers' coffins were draped in South African flags and were carried by members of the Air Force during the ceremony before being handed over to grieving families.
African leaders meeting at the African Union Summit in Ethiopia are renewing calls for slavery and colonial reparations despite resistance from former colonial powers. While the reparations movement is gaining momentum, leaders in the US and Europe have largely dismissed the idea. At the summit in Addis Ababa, AU leaders aim to define a unified approach, including financial compensation, formal acknowledgements, and policy reforms. Experts argue that Africa's economic struggles, debt crisis, and vulnerability to climate change are rooted in colonial exploitation. Beyond financial payment, reparations could involve land restitution, returning cultural artifacts, and policy changes to address inequalities. The AU has also allied with CARICOM to push for reparations through diplomatic and legal channels.
R. Kelly's racketeering and sex trafficking convictions, along with a 30-year prison sentence, were upheld Wednesday by a federal appeals court that concluded the singer exploited his fame for over a quarter century to sexually abuse girls and young women. The Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in Manhattan ruled Wednesday after hearing arguments last March. The Grammy-winning multi-platinum-selling R&B songwriter was convicted in 2021 in Brooklyn Federal Court of multiple charges, including racketeering and sex trafficking.
Copper Queens coach Nora Haptel has announced the SHEPOLOPOLO squad set to face Malawi on February 22nd and 25th, 2025 at Woodland Stadium in Lusaka. Leading the attacking lineup are Barbara Banda, Rachel Kundananji, Penlop Mulumbwa, and Kabango Mupopo, who will spearhead the team's striking force. The midfield will feature talents such as Naweta Chilengwa, Evelyn Katongo, Natasha Nanyangwe, and Messi Chipasula, among others, bringing depth and creativity to the squad. Defensively, the team will rely on the experience and skill of Martha Tembo, Lucio Momwemba, Memory Ntala, and Judith Soko, who will work to strengthen SHEPOLOPOLO's backline. The goalkeeping department includes Muya Mufunte, Ngambo Musole, Catherine Musonda, and Annie Namonje, who will be tasked with ensuring stability between the posts. The squad selection reflects a balance of experience and emerging talent as Zambia prepares for the crucial encounters against Malawi.
We had a good week pre-camp. We screened around 35 players this week, different age groups, so we had a lot of youth players also in. We trained here in Atletico, had an intense week. It was for me a pleasure to be on the pitch, you know. My office is the pitch and I enjoyed it the fullest to start. Today we had the hard decision to cut down the call-up list, so now we added the internationals. and are down to 28 players, 4 keepers, 24 field players. Yeah, and I'm curious, of course, to meet the internationals. Full of joy, full of pleasure. Looking forward to the games against Malawi. Thank you. I have not so much headache in my life, basically. But first of all, I need to see them together, you know. And now we call up 6 international players. Grace Chanda, Priska Chilufya are unfortunately out due to injuries. But after today, after the selection we've done, we think that we have a very balanced squad now. Of course, the strength, I think, has always been, you know, the attack, transition into the attack. We worked already this week also to stabilize the defense, to give a structure into certain things. And I had the feeling that the players are very open-minded. They pick up quickly, are adapting to the new philosophy. Let's bring it together, and I can tell you maybe in a week a bit more than when I have the full squad together.
That's it for our main news tonight. Here's a recap of the stories making headlines. CBD deflooding project ONCOURSE-NKOMBO. Public theft IRKS government. Tobacco Control Bill enactment, long overdue ZAMNAT. In international news, South Africa repatriates fallen peacekeepers from the DRC. And in sports news, SHEPOLOPOLO squad is set to face Malawi. We now look at the Camnet verse for the day, coming from the book of Proverbs 17, verse 17. A friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born adversity. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Sylvia Zulu. Good night, and God bless you.